Hello friends, this is my second session with the Behringer 2600. I actually was working on this in the wee hours of the morning and discovered a few things. So I just thought I'd put up a video with it, working with two other pieces of gear today. Got the Korg SQ-1 sequencer and also the TR-06 drum machine, just playing around with connectivity. And what I ended up going with was just a 303 type bass sound. So I'll tell you how I've got things wired up on the drum machine. I've got a trigger coming from the accent part coming into the SQ-10, which is driving the clock for the sequence. And I learned something new that I didn't know before. And I'll just show you the accent part, which is driving the clock. It needs to not be 16ths, but it's eighth notes that drive the sequence for the Korg, and that gets me the right time division to get the timing of the sequencer to line up with the way the drum patterns work. So that's good to know. Didn't know that before. So that's the only thing I've got pre-programmed in. And then that is my clock source for the SQ-1. SQ-1 is sending clock and CV to the 2600. So I've got my CV going into the mult, and the mult is sending it various places. And then my gate is going into the gate of the AR envelope generator, attack release. And I've got just basically a setup to get to get a 303 type sound. So my CV control is going into the mult, and from there I'm using CV. I've got the option to control my filter with it if I want to. It's not really turned on right now, but I'm sending that to my CV control for the oscillator, so I can play the notes that I've programmed in here on my oscillator. And what I've done is I've run the oscillator, even though I've got a pulse wave coming out and going into the filter, which it is by default, it doesn't drive very much. So I've sent that into the, what is this called? Sorry, still getting to know it. The preamp. So I've sent the pulse wave into the preamp and pushed the gain really far so I can get more kind of distortion pushing the filter, and it sounds a little bit nicer, a little bit more distorted. So that gives me that kind of nice gritty filter sound. And then I'm running the ADSR control onto the filter itself so we can get some of that. So I'm just going to mess around with that, do a little bit of acid with the drum machine and just layer it in as we go, start from nothing and see where it goes. I've got on the far right my Digatone, which is my kind of my audio mixer here with the tiniest bit of delay in there. Probably won't do anything else with that today. Anyway, hope you enjoy.